This piece is entitled The Within and the Without. Recently, I saw a piece talking about determining what stays within your aura and what is properly put outside of it. This seems to me to be a very beautiful way to express the energetic state of detachment. As we learn to place certain things outside of us, we learn to choose. And choice is the mark of an enlightened being, choosing the elements of your creation. In the same way that a painter chooses what he's going to paint, chooses the palette of colors. He doesn't take all the colors and paint with them. He chooses the palette of colors he's going to work with, the elements of the design he's making. In such a way, we're choosing the next world we live in. And we choose it with our every thought. We choose the thought. We choose the emotions. I've talked about this before, how very important it is to choose your emotions. By choosing your emotions, you are deciding what level reality that you're going to inhabit, what vibrational reality you're going to exist in. Will this vibrational reality include emotions such as jealousy and hatred? If you choose that consciously, then you are choosing to exist in the old paradigm. If you choose it unconsciously, you're going to exist in the old paradigm. We are now at a point, it's sort of like the demarcation zone between one reality system and another. It is a co-creative effort, even though the reality that you're creating is coming from your own individual power, your own individual choices. And yet, as a group, we're making the choice to go forward into a paradigm that works for everyone, that sustains the earth and nourishes the earth with our consciousness. So we're stepping into what I call spiritual adulthood, which means that we take responsibility for our thoughts and our actions. I explain this in the book Unplugged from the Matrix. I also explain it in the book Parallel Mind, The Art of Creativity. About 6 years apart, really talk about the same thing but from a different standpoint. In Unplug, I talk about the social implications of a group of people who are deciding to unplug from the former conditioned thought patterns. And they do this by deciding to approach things with a more love-based consideration. So the social conditioning that's been imposed on humankind, probably to help us evolve to the next level, is what we detach from as a group. And in Parallel Mind, The Art of Creativity, what I'm talking about is how to individually decide that you get to choose your emotions, you get to choose your thoughts, to uncover the belief systems. It's like a personal guide. And when I'm talking about this from the creative aspect, as we consciously choose, we are now going into a space where our vibration equals other people who are consciously choosing. That vibration will come to a certain leveling off point, a collective agreement on the new paradigm. And that collective agreement will be one that has a new basis of reality at its core. And that agreement is the new reality. It's the basis for the whole reality. Just as we might have had, well, we did have, in the old paradigm, a collective agreement of irresponsibility, limitation, lack, hierarchy, greed. The collective agreement at the base of that was that we were powerless beings. The collective agreement at the base of the old paradigm was one of separation. That was the entire agreement at the bottom. To experience separation in its most separate form. But with a new collective agreement of oneness. Oneness expressed within the now exalted state of individuality, an individuated expression of oneness. Seems like a contradiction in terms, doesn't it? Seems like a paradox. And it certainly is for the mind. But oneness is never a paradox for the heart. We are stepping back into the perfect collaboration of mind and heart, body and soul. In the tarot deck, the 7th card is the chariot in the major arcana. And the chariot symbolizes the Merkaba. The Merkaba is the vehicle of the body. And the vehicle, the body in the 7 card has been prepared through the former cards, the cards 1 through 6, for the descent of the spirit into the body. The body has to be prepared in order for this to work. It has to be emptied of the baser emotions, emptied of thoughts that are unconscious. It has to be a conscious vehicle in order for the higher self to descend into it. Because what in essence you're doing is the body, mind, emotional person, the trinity of the lower self, is ascending to meet the higher self. And the higher self is now capable of descending into matter in a more complete way, because the vehicle of the body is now prepared for it. It has been cleansed of the lower, baser vibrations, of emotions that are negative, of thoughts that are unconscious. And now we have an ascended, enlightened being. I can feel ourselves stepping into this new space. As most of this has been, it's a very conscious journey, something that you may have applied for, but that doesn't assure you that you will get the ticket to ride that train. One has to keep on applying for that train. You do that by saying, this is what I want in my world. These are the elements of my world. I'm a conscious creator, creating the elements of my world. And I am joining with the vibration of others. I choose to feel that world coming to me. I choose to feel those emotions. I choose to think those thoughts. And the other ones I put outside of me, kind of like packing a suitcase. Those are the things that make up my new world, and I carry them inside of me. And anything that does not belong to me, anything that does not belong to my highest and most complete self, my most capable, my most empowered, my most responsible self, only goes to the outside of me. It is something I can choose to watch with detachment and let it fall away. Because I know that everything outside of me, as proof of individuated consciousness, is choosing its trajectory, choosing its world, because those consciousnesses have free will, just as I do. And I am choosing to exercise my free will. With each element that I choose to retain inside of me, I am slowly building my next reality system. Like a bird choosing every twig, every leaf, every feather that belongs in its nest. And this beautiful, beautiful self that now I'm deciding is not permeable to the lower vibrations, to the things that I no longer want. My aura is becoming more and more self-contained, less and less unconsciously interpenetrated by energies that do not suit the interior energies, without a sense of anger, regret, fear, because those things are of the lower vibrational reality. And those things simply are on the outside, and I can choose to watch it just as I would watch a Shakespearean play. It's theater, all of it, all of the old paradigm, no matter how nasty it gets, is just a play. People have forgotten that they are acting in the play, but they're only acting. It's a role they assumed, and now it's time to drop the role, time to drop the mask, and show the light being underneath. Namaste.